You're watching The Kate Fox Show. I'm Kate Fox, and today I am speaking with Mike Tirelli.
How are you?
Mike, I am so happy to finally sit down and talk to you because I have seen your music for a long time. We know people in common, whatever, and I don't know why we haven't gotten to sit down. Well, I do because I didn't ask you. and I don't know why I didn't because, oh my God, you're so dynamic.
Thanks.
And you have a new project now, and I'm looking at notes, and I get made fun of because I don't always bring notes when I interview someone, and I'm just I keep staring at your bio because you've done so much, but most recently you just put out music with Holy Mother.
Exactly.
And tell us about it a little bit.
Actually, Holy Mother has several albums out. There should be a list.
Yes, there is.
And we took a 17-year hiatus, but I've been very busy in
10.
between.
Sorry.
17 years. How many albums are there?
10 on your
10?
list. 10? Did I not count right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
10.
That's a lot of albums. I forgot it now. Basically, yeah. So I was doing a project called Rising Fire for a while. I put it out myself, and in between that, I always stayed in touch with my pal and writing partner, Jim Harris, who's the original drummer of Holy Mother. And I would send him some of the stuff that I was writing, and I write almost every day, and record. And I would send him stuff that I thought was doable as far as using what I would want to put on an album or whatever. And I would send him songs, and he would come back with lyrics, help me with lyrics. I always sing, when I sing a melody or whatever, I always have some kind of melody with a lyric always just coming out of my head.
Okay.
And the first song was No Death Reborn that I sent to him, and I knew that he would just write amazing lyrics to this song that would fit perfectly. He's written fiction novels, and yeah, he's great. And I sent the first song, No Death Reborn. He came back with these brilliant lyrics that fit perfectly to it. And then as time went on, I reached out to a couple of labels that I wanted to maybe possibly put out this project. And then it occurred to me, I should probably just bring Holy Mother back. Me and Jim are the original members. Unfortunately, Randy Coven's not around anymore. He's been the original bass player. But I spoke to a couple of labels, and we signed with Massacre Records. Massacre Records teamed up with AFM Records, and it was an easy thing, an easy deal. They've always believed in what I've been doing over the years. Thomas Harper, his name is the owner of the label, and that's it. The rest is history. And, so we came out with this new album, 2021. It was released. And the American release is February 22nd, I believe.
Oh.
It was released in Europe already, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago.
That's great.
Yeah, so that's it. And so far reviews have just been phenomenal. Phenomenal everywhere, Europe, Brazil, just all South America. Of course, Europe is my bigger fan base right now, but now the States are starting to catch on, and I'm doing a lot of interviews with that. I was just on the Don Jameson show, he's connected with Eddie Trunk. And so, yeah, there's a lot of good things happening. We got some good promo people. We have Dustin Hardman, who works for the label, does promo for AFM Records and Massacre Records, and he's been on board with us. And I actually had a meeting with him. I was in Florida 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I met him for the first time. It was great. So we're really very optimistic about this album. The album is, in my opinion, which is always the artist always seems to, but with all the other albums that I've done, this one, I am almost 100% satisfied with everything. From the production,
Really?
usually like all the other albums, I'm like, I'm not happy with this, the vocal's not right, or my part, the production's not right. Every aspect of the whole album. The writing, the continuity that's on the album. We have traditional songs. We have everything for everybody as far as fans go. We got a song called The River that we brought back from a recording that we did on Toxic Rain, which was released, I believe, 98. And we brought that back, and that's very traditional, in your face, rainbow, Dio kind of thing. And then we have a more modern industrial sounds as well. And we also work with top producers, mixers, guys who mix, a gentleman by the name of Kane Churko. You might know his dad, Kevin Churko. They worked with and mixed and produced Disturbed, Five Finger Death Punch, In This Moment, Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, they are the biggest in the business right now. Every top song, as far as from 1 to 10, is always something that Kevin Churko or Kane did. And he's worked with Mutt Lange, actually. He's one of the biggest, I'm sure you heard of. So the production is just amazing, and we're very satisfied. And I know, you know, the sad thing is we can't get out on tour right now, but we've got 3 videos out. One for No Death Reborn, one for Face This Burn, which is the title track of the album, and another lyric video that a gentleman in, I'm not sure if he's from Germany or Belgium. He did a lyric video for us, so that's 3. We're going to release at least another 3 to keep up, you know, keep in the spotlight. And we feel it's important right now because of no touring.
Absolutely, absolutely. But and a lot of people though now are looking at videos more. Well, we don't have a choice.
Right.
So
not just porn. They're just looking at videos. It's not only porn, you know that.
No, it's music too. It's music. It's other
they
things.
Mix it in. There's a balance.
Don't make me laugh. So, but it's, you know, it's funny because really, as an artist, like you just said, to hear you say you're almost 100% satisfied,
I really am.
Huge.
I am. I'm really happy. You know what? We got a certain amount of money in the budget for the company, and I actually laid out some of my own money on top of the budget, and they gave us good money, you know, for these times because everybody's got pretty much. We recorded everything in our own studios. Jim has a studio. I have a studio. Russell has a studio. Russell Zudo is, as we know, plays with Dee Snider.
Yeah.
Russ did 1 track on the album because he came in later on, which was The River. Greg Giordano, my guitar player, he's in a band called Turrigenus. It's hard for me to ever say it. Greg, forgive me. He's going to call me and yell at me. He actually played bass and guitar on the record. He's genius. He's great. He's exactly what I was looking for as far as a guitar player, to bring Holy Mother to the level that I always wanted to be.
That's
you know?
great.
So I write most of the music. I play guitar. I sing too. And,
You sing?
I sing, yeah.
I had no idea.
Jim actually sings really well too, my drummer.
Oh,
and Greg sings really well, the guitar player. He sings in his own solo stuff. But basically, Greg is, like I said, he's exactly what we were looking for. You know, so.
Wow.
Did I get off track? I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
Hey, you got me. I'm stuck right in there with you, so I'm enjoying it. What I'm going to do, because I want to talk about some of the stuff you've done in the past, and I actually want to talk about some of your life experience as well. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Let me hold you, watch your heart bleed, let my phone run, as it leads you on. Oh, it's my whole life, death deceives mine, lets me fool the mouth that notice me. I'm
And we're back. And Mike, before we go on and talk about the other things we were going to discuss, we wanted to clarify the list of records that we were discussing. Yes, I call them records still. From Holy Mother.
Right.
Now there were 5 albums we said, and look,
5 from the past.
5 from the past and 1 new one.
Right, which is 6, obviously.
Was it?
We could add 2. Then we have compilations on there. There was a single for Wake Up America, which is added on there.
Yes.
So a couple of compilations that were released over the years before this new album. And Wake Up America is a single that was released.
Okay. So now we have clarified. We have cleaned up the misinformation
Yes.
that I have spread upon
I mean,
the
I've
public.
done many albums, not 10.
You've done a lot. Okay.
Size Kiss, you know.
I mean, it's
lots of albums.
riots.
Right.
Okay, wait. Before I even talk about your health issues, because I do want to discuss the health issues you dealt with, but you did Rockstar in Las Vegas.
Yes, it was a show in 2010, I believe. What's the bio say?
It says 2009.
Okay, 2009 it started. It lasted almost a year. The economy was not so great then, if you remember, in 2009. But the show, yeah, right? The show was great. It was a bunch of, like I was impersonating David Coverdale, which I actually do a Whitesnake tribute, almost Whitesnake. I was one of the featured artists along with a Steven Tyler guy. They had a Bob Scott guy. They had Ann Wilson. Had a bunch of guys alternating. I was basically always on the show.
Okay.
I was one of the only out of towners. Most guys were all from California, and a lot of big musicians that were on there. We had Brent Fitz, who plays with Slash. He's been with Slash for 10 years at least now. He's played with a lot of different artists. Brent played drums, and when he didn't play drums, we had from Foreigner. We had Chris Frazier, right? Chris, I'm sorry. Chris Frazier playing drums, and the show was a great show. I mean, we did all rock stuff, and people really enjoyed it. It just didn't last longer than, I think it was like an 8 or 9 month show. I think it lasted. So that was actually I was still doing, we'll talk about this later, but I was still doing my last treatments of chemo.
Really?
It was not 100%. It was a difficult time, but I was so passionate about getting out there again, and so I flew out to Vegas, and I was living there for the duration, and it was a great show. I had a great time. It was good.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it was great. I did like three songs. I was up there for maybe 15 minutes, and then we do double shows. We do one in the afternoon, and then we do one at night. They went to that, and then after a while, it was over, and everyone went their way, their separate ways.
Yeah. Now I have a song in my head. So now you mentioned briefly you were at the end of your treatment.
Yes, I was just taking the oral, the Xeloda it was. I was just looking it up because I was curious to see exactly what I was taking. I was taking 4 different chemos.
Wow. And you were and you were taking the chemos because?
I had stomach cancer, stage 3.
And that you were diagnosed in 2008?
Yes, the end of 2008. Basically we did chemo before we did any surgeries, which they actually had a release. They had to remove my whole stomach. So they call it a full gastrectomy.
Right.
And that was really difficult, obviously. And then I was explaining to you before the show started that the chemo was probably one of the hardest things that was, you know, that I had to deal with.
Yeah.
You know, that almost killed me. So. But after the surgery, we did chemo again, which I was not happy about. But we did it, and it lasted, I believe it lasted right through July, and I was in Las Vegas at the time doing the show Rockstar.
Wow.
And I remember taking the last pill. I was like, thank God, I'm done with this. So it was a celebrated day. It was great, you know. I mean, now that I'm here and I'm healthy, I'm thankful, you know.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, that's, I didn't even know they would remove your stomach until you said it today.
It's amazing what they can do. I mean, it's not an easy process for me as far as, you know, dealing with having to eat a certain way. And, you know, I've always been the kind of guy, I got to gain weight, and I was always in the gym, and I'm still in the gym. But basically, it's a learning progress, you know, it's a learning process almost every day. The way I eat and what I put into my body. And I mean, I can basically eat anything I want. Just things like high sugar things and stuff that's hard for me to digest.
Okay.
In quantity.
Moderation.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, if I can eat, try to eat like 6 times a day. It's like a job. So it doesn't always, you know, fall into place like that, but I try.
Wow.
Actually, I got 2 minutes. I need to eat right now. So you got anything for me, though? My time is up. The bell went off. Time to eat.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, now.
Set your alarm. You have to set an alarm.
I know, every time. I drank my coffee. Right? This is actually from Germany. I got it. You drink blue vine out of this cup here. See this thing? This one we were on tour with Messiah's Kiss in December. We went to all the Christmas festivals.
Oh.
And I got this cup here. I got a couple of them, and it's beautiful.
I love it.
I don't know if you know what glue vine is.
I don't.
It's in. It's wine, but they heat it up. In Germany, it's a German thing, and it's you know, they usually drink it. I'm not sure if they drink it all year round, but basically,
Spices and herbs.
yeah, they add spices and herbs in it, and it's basically a seasonal drink for the Germans. They drink all the time anyway, so it doesn't give them
Right.
any excuse.
Interesting.
You're like-
Interesting.
Yeah.
Look at what we're learning today.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness, you're schooling me on German things, and wow.
Are you German?
Actually, I have German in me.
Yeah, you look a little German.
I have a whole bunch of
Yeah, me too.
stuff in. I'm a mutt. So.
Me too. German, Irish, Swedish, and Italian. With the last name Italian.
I have
Tirelli.
more than you.
You do?
Yeah, I do have more than you. I'm much more of a mutt than you.
You-
So, now you mentioned Messiah's Kiss. That was another band.
Yeah, I've been with them since 2002. I was actually recording the last album on SPV Steamhammer with a new label, and at the time, me and Jim Harris, my partner now, he wasn't on that record. It's the only album that Jim wasn't on. We separated for a little while, and Messiah's Kiss reached out to me. They weren't called Messiah's Kiss at the time. They were called Reventen. They're a German band. They were a local German band.
Okay.
And they bought all the Holy Mother albums, and they were a fan of Holy Mother. So they were, you know, recording, and they saw that actually that we recorded in Bochum, Germany. We did all the recordings there. And Eddie, his name is Eckert Oster, his name is. I call him Eddie. His name is Eddie in English. And he reached out to the gentleman who owned the studio. His name is Detlef Norman. He went there. He said, "What do you think I can get this guy Mike Tirelli to sing on our stuff? It'd be great." So they reached out to me, kept sending me demos, and I'm like, "I'm too busy. I don't want to do it." Blah, 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 blah. And they very persistent. I kept listening. I'm like, "The songs are really good." Thinking, you know what? I need a break. I need something different. So I reached out to Detlef first. I said, "You know what? These German guys, I like their music. Let me get a little, you know, get in contact with them. We'll see what they want to pay me." And we'll see how that progresses from there. I learned some of the music. I flew over there. I recorded in Detlef's studio where we did all the Holy Mother stuff. I was working with a manager. His name is Ron Hansel. He passed actually 4 years ago. And I recorded the stuff in the studio. Ronnie came in, listened to the stuff, when it was mixed. He was sold on it in a second. He got it signed to SPV right away. And before you know it, boom, things turned around. Our first show was at Wacken Open Air, which is 100,000 people. And the band was like, they went from a local German band to this national act through, through SPV. And first show was at Wacken, it was amazing. Then, as we're doing Wacken Open Air, they were planning a tour with Doro Pesch. Doro is huge in Europe and in Germany. Metal Queen.
Yes.
And that was a 2-month tour. That started in October and it ended in pretty much mid-December. We played like every country there was in Europe. And that's basically it with them. I mean, we just kept putting albums out, and that album was pretty successful. But at the time, it's tough for metal, rock and metal. It was a very traditional metal album, so it did pretty well for the time. And I've been with them ever since. Our last release was December 2014.
Okay.
Get Your Bulls Out was the last album. Now we're in the process of getting something out probably real soon. That's a while ago. It's just, but, whatever. So
What is
Holy
real
Mother-
soon?
I know, Holy Mother is first, and then we're going to do that. I'm setting the stage for Messiah's Kiss as well.
I love it. You don't slow down.
No, I'm also in another band, a working band, Entourage, which is it's an 8-piece. We basically mostly do weddings. So the band is extremely talented. Everyone in the band is amazing. The band leader, Rashida, is an amazing leader. She organizes everything and good at business and takes care of everything. She actually used to sing with Paul Abdul, Enrique Iglesias, Janet Jackson for years. And she's great. I learned a lot from playing with different musicians that aren't just rock and metal.
Right.
I'm very appreciative of it, and we're very close and good friends. The whole band, the 8-piece
That's
band,
great.
we're always on a thread. And sometimes it gets very annoying, by the way.
It does.
But I love them anyway, and they're great guys, great musicians. I appreciate it totally.
That's wonderful. That's really
I
great.
actually did a show. Might as well plug this too.
Yeah.
Richie Castellano from Blue Oyster Cult. He's the musical director for the band. He sings for the band now. He's got a band. He's got a show called Band Geek. I did 3 songs on his show. One is Here I Go Again from Whitesnake. I did Children to See from Black Sabbath, which Dio is the vocalist on that. And I did a song from Mr. Big called To Be With You. And the responses have been immense.
I'm not
so
surprised.
I really appreciate it. You should check that out. Band Geek, Richie Castellano.
We will. Wow. We're going to take one more break,
Sure.
and we'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Rob Rush, and you are watching The Kate Fox Show, for those that are in the know.
And we're back. And Mike, you have given us a nice amount of background on what you've been doing.
You think so?
I do think so. Though I should have had the camera going the whole time, even
Yeah.
during the breaks, because
As I said, the outtakes are even better than the whole show.
but you've lived such an amazing life. You really, the things you've done, people I don't even know if they can dream about doing all that you've done. It's amazing.
Been definitely very fortunate, I can say that.
And you started very young. You started
Pretty
performing
much,
young,
pretty
didn't
much,
you?
yeah. Local bands and
That
high
counts.
school friends, and playing locally, and
And you didn't
having-
want to become a police officer?
How'd you know? My 2 brothers are police officers. My father was a police officer. My wife's father was a police officer. I was always running from the police. No, I'm not kidding. No, I was never got in trouble because my father was so strict, and everyone never wanted to embarrass my dad. So I never got into drugs, and I'm thankful for that. Now I do drugs, but not back then. But basically, Yeah, no, my father always wanted me to, you know, follow in his footsteps, and my brothers did, and but you know what? He was a lot more appetizing to be into music, especially when I was 16, 17, 18, and it was basically for the girls, you know.
Yeah, that's
It was
I hear that a
it was
lot.
great. You know, the girls, that's the first thing that was like, wow, this is great. You're getting a lot of attention. Girls was great, you know, with being around. But you know, also I was extremely into music as well, as you know. But basically, just the girls, and when they were young age, you know. And I also, you know, was also playing a lot of sports at the time. I played football in high school. Played a lot of baseball. I actually had a tryout with the Yankees.
Really?
And I was 18. I had a pulled hamstring at the time. And at the time, I was just really into music and playing the club scene, and it was fun. And my heart was not 100% into that Yankee tryout. But when I got to the stadium, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing, you know?
It's the big show.
But yeah, you know, it was more, my head was more towards the music, so.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
interesting though.
Yeah, it was great.
I didn't see that coming. If it's in your bio, I missed it.
I probably didn't put it in there. I don't think I did, actually.
But that's
Wait, hon, did you put that in the bio? My personal manager.
so now. Is there something you would like to let the viewers know about you that we don't know, or something you think's interesting that we didn't cover?
Yeah, it was about the baseball tryout with the Yankees.
Well, that's-
And I'm a Met fan, by the way. If they would have signed me, I would have said no. I would have wanted to sign with the Mets. Mike Piazza's my favorite Met, actually.
Really?
He was a big Met and a big metalhead.
Is he?
Yeah, I met him a couple of times, actually. Yep, big fan. Actually, he knew that I was singing with Riot for a while. And when Riot played a show, I think it was last year or a year and a half ago in Italy, he came up on stage in Italy with the band Riot, and I was like, damn, I wish I was in the band at the time.
Oh my God.
Because he owns a baseball team in Italy, so he runs a team on there. But anything else you want to know about me? Let me think. I have a daughter, Violet, who's a very talented musician. She's 13, just turned 13. I gotta go because the cops are here. She actually sang on the album.
Really?
She's featured on No Death Reborn. She's in the chorus singing so many young, don't, whatever the thing is. So many young, don't know what to see. That's her voice on there.
That's great.
She sings some background vocals on some of the material as well. She also plays keys, so very proud of her. What else do you want to know? Let me see. Anything else I can think of? Really not much. I'm a very boring guy.
You're actually not boring at all. And I don't even know, I've lost track of, I don't have a watch on, so I don't know what time it is, but I've enjoyed sitting down and talking with you immensely.
Thank you very much.
It's just, first, and let me tell you something. The people that I know that know you personally, the one thing that every single person is, what a great guy, what a great guy,
That's
what a
great.
great guy.
That's good.
And it comes off of you anyway, but to hear people, that's like the first thing that everyone says about you.
Yeah, it's good. I guess my parents did a good job, right?
I think they did, I really do.
I did want to add one other thing that all through music, being in other bands and stuff like that, I also supported myself with other ways. I work at a store called Rico's Clothing. I do sell clothing. It's a store that's actually been around for about 66 years now, out in Santa Maria.
Really?
And so great family, the Adoresto family. So I do that in between, and I enjoy that too. I mean, I used to work full time back like 10 years ago. I do that part time. Haven't been at the store because of the pandemic now, but,
Right.
but they're like family. So I just wanted to add that. That's another thing that I do. And I also have another business that I work called Sidle Industries. I do janitorial supplies. I do that. So I got a lot of things in the fire. I'm always keeping busy. And the Fine brothers, Barry and Jeff Fine, they're out in Hempstead, and they're great guys. They support me as well. I mean, they really do. So, very busy. That's been very busy because of the pandemic.
I'm
you know,
sure.
ordering stuff from me. So basically, music is my number one.
Wow. That's really great.
Yeah.
You did. Wow. All right. Well, I want to say thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
And now we're going to put your social media up on the thing, but people can find you what on YouTube?
YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
Okay.
Yep, Mike Tirelli.
Mike Tirelli. It's
That's
easy
it.
peasy lemon squeezy.
That's it. Can we take a picture?
We're going to take a picture, but people check him out. Holy Mother. The
Thank you.
album's going to be released in the States February.
I think the release
Weekend
date in
22nd?
America is February 22nd, I believe. It was released in Europe 2 weeks ago. You can get it on any outlet. You know, you can stream it, Spotify,
So do it.
Amazon, anywhere. So yeah, check it out.
And we'll share it, of course.
Yeah,
when it comes out,
Maybe
we'll
we'll
share
show
it.
a video on the show as well.
Absolutely, we will.
Thank you. Really appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much.
It's been great.
Mike Tirelli.
Thank you.
Love is dead.